Do you buy the breakout in the Nasdaq? This is 5-Minute Futures sponsored by CME Group. Let's get into this week's trade. Today's product is the Micro E-mini Nasdaq 100 futures, ticker M&Q, specifically the September expiration U6. The trade is a 24 DTE short put spread. Sell the net 29,000, buy back the 28,750 put, 250 points wide. So this is a defined risk bullish to neutral trade. The Nasdaq does not need to rip higher for this to work. It needs to stay above the short strike long enough for time to decay to do its job. Now, why would we want to do a trade like this right now? Well, I look to the charts here, and on the daily time frame, I see a Nasdaq that may have just spent several months consolidating and starting to break out of that consolidation. Perhaps it's a bullish falling wedge, as some chartists like to call it. And we're seeing a market here that just broke out through the descending trend line of that wedge resistance, only to come back and retest that level, finding support against its 1-week moving average before taking a turn back to the upside. It's kind of a classic breakout, pullback, and then continue higher setup here. So looking to get exposure in the Nasdaq and long deltas seems to be the appropriate move. So this is about support and momentum right now. The Nasdaq clearly has the leadership components it needs in order to keep trending higher. It has the Mag 7 in its pocket, and many of the individual semiconductor names have likewise started to break their downtrends they've been in over the past several weeks as well. So if there's a shot for the Nasdaq to make a moment push higher here, it's going to be this one, at least in my view, which is why we're going to be looking at getting this exposure here. So the concept is selling below the market with defined risks. The short 29,000 put brings in the credit. The long 28,750 put caps our risk. That gives the trade a clearer map before it's actually put on. If M&Q stays above 29,000 through expiration, then the spread can retain the full credit here, which at present time, if it were to be put on again, for about 59 points, and at 250 points wide, it's about a quarter of the width of the strike. It's not exactly the cleanest setup, but it does operate around the technical levels that the market's holding up around here. So why do this through something like M&Q here? The Nasdaq is a high beta product. Obviously, it moves fast, and a full-size NQ position can get unwieldy fairly quickly for retail traders. M&Q gives 1/10 of the exposure as relative to M&Q, each point being worth $2 and each 0.25 tick worth about 50 cents. So the smaller size matters when you're trading options around a volatile product, a big product like the Nasdaq here. And so going in M&Q, it allows you to process the same Nasdaq view with a contract size that's easier to scale and easier to manage. So what's our cost map then? The spread is 250 points wide. At $2 per point, that's $500 total width. The max profit's going to be the credit received here. And so the max risk is $500 minus the credit. So this spread being sold, we'll call it for 59 points. We'll call it 60 points here to make the math easy. We'll call that $120 of credit. So max risk would be $380 before fees and slippage. If the spread is sold, we'll call it for 100 points. That's $200 of credit. Max risk would be $300 here. So the break even is the short strike minus the credit in points. A 60-point credit gives, roughly speaking, a break even of 28,940 here. So a 100-point credit would give a 28,900 break even, as it were. So the framework here is simple. I just want the Nasdaq to stay above 29,000. I want pullbacks to keep getting bought. I want the chart setup that we're seeing playing out here, a bullish falling wedge, to deliver. Where does a bullish falling wedge usually go to? Towards the origination point of where ultimately the market turned to the downside. So in this case, we'd be looking for a return to the highs near 31,000, at least in the U6 cycle. And as this goes up, we're going to stick to the mechanics, having sold this for around 60 points. If it decays down to about 30 points or less, and we're still within our expiration cycle, we can take it off and move on to the next trade here. So this is overall a bullish to neutral trade. The idea here is that the Nasdaq has broken out. It can continue moving higher after a small pullback, and consistent with a continuation to the upside in a bullish falling wedge. This is not looking for another vertical rally like we saw over the past week. The rally could slow down, but it will continue. And that's this week's 5-Minute Futures.